When delivering a speech, it is important to know what kind of speech you are going to be delivering. There are different types of speeches such as narrative, persuasive, informative, and special occasion speeches, so it's always important for you to know which kind of speech you are going to be giving. Today I'm going to be talking about the differences between informative and persuasive speeches. So starting off with informative speeches, usually there are 5 types of informative speeches. So usually they're either about objects, they're about procedures, people, events, or ideas. So persuasive speeches can be about these as well, but informative speeches usually talk about these more in depth and they're more focused on the information. So an informative speech is usually used to, you guessed it, inform an audience about the specific object or idea or whatever you choose for your informative speech topic. But the key thing is that they use statistics and they talk about something like the history, something that doesn't have to do with any of the opinion or attitudes of the audience. An informative speech is strictly used to inform, and I cannot stress that enough, just to inform. So you don't really need to go into anything about opinions or your own opinions. You just talk about strictly just the facts or the statistics about your topic or the history or something like that. But then transitioning into a persuasive speech, this is where you do try to change the audience's perspective. So usually they are used to change or reinforce the attitude, belief, or value of the audience. So usually with someone's attitudes, they're a little easier to change because they're not as light. But when it gets into beliefs or values, that's when it gets pretty hard to actually change or persuade the audience's characteristics. This type of speech usually involves a lot of opinions or just a lot of perspectives from different people over time to help persuade the audience towards your point of view. You can use different methods, such as Aristotle's ethos, logos, and pathos, to try and establish your credibility and to further, persuade your audience to do or to change their perspective on what your topic is going to be about. And then it also uses the ELM, which is the elaboration likelihood model, which also can increase your credibility and help persuade the audience to whatever you're going to be talking about. And another thing is that this one, and instead of you still inform people, so you still have statistics and stuff like that and visual aids, but this one is focused solely on changing the audience's perspective. So in an informative speech, you may talk about the history of, let's just say, recycling and how long it's been around. Whereas in a persuasive speech, you may talk about why you should be recycling and why it is important for all of us to recycle. And you may, at the end of your speech, your main goal should be for a persuasive speech about recycling, should be to get the audience to start recycling. So there's that kind of that change for where informative, it's about talking about just what it is and how long it's been around or what it's used for, and then persuasive is why you should do it, why my point of view is correct, and why you should change your point of view, value, or belief. All right, that is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video talking about the differences between informative and persuasive speeches, and I hope it helps you out. Thanks.